Well, today is the day, and the wait is finally over. Hello again there, friends and fans. Raptor here, and welcome to our first look at Sid Meier's Civilization VII, coming out on February 11th, 2025. This game is a highly anticipated empire builder, civilization simulator. Hell, it's Civilization. You know what this is all about. And for those of you possibly getting the deluxe edition or whatnot, you can play a few days early as well. So the hard release date for everyone is February 11th, but you might see some people playing early, including myself. And courtesy of Firaxis comes the key for this game. Thanks to them for sending a key over to me and many other creators making videos today with a few caveats. We'll go over that in just a moment, but I just wanted to say thank you to all of you for subscribing to the channel, hitting that like button so more people can find out about Civ and find out whether or not they like it or would love to play it. And for many of you, there might be a chance to win a free key for giveaway. So if you think you'd like to receive a free copy of Sid Meier's Civilization VII, if Firaxis happens to send some over, spam glory to Raptoria down below in the comments section, and also let me know your favorite Civilization game of all time, or maybe your first Civ game. What was your first one? I think for me it was probably, Civ 3, and then I went on to play Civ 6 again a few years later as people got back into it, at least in my friend group, and now I'm very excited to play even more of Civilization VII. Now, I've already played a bit of the game, not only as you see down there where it says build 1.0.1, but also earlier in August of 2024, Firaxis flew me and many other content creators out to their offices in Baltimore, where we got a first look at the game. For about 2 hours, we got to play it after a little bit of a talk from the developers about what they were trying to do with Civilization VII to bring in the 3 ages, which eventually became a controversy. A lot of people were worried about because they didn't want Civilization in the future, like Civ 7 or 8, to become something like humankind, and so people were a little worried about the game now being a little bit more segmented, where you could now play from the Age of Antiquity, the Age of Exploration, or the Modern Age, start in any of those 3, or play all the way through. And to be fair to them, honestly, I think all of us have probably started way more games of Monopoly than we've ever finished, and the same is probably true with Civilization. Yeah, we probably started a million games, and even though we always say just one more turn, yeah, sometimes it's never enough, and Civ is certainly that type of game where it is almost impossible to put it down. With railroads now part of the game, as well as a bunch of new animations and a great feel, it certainly is a wonderful game that I've enjoyed playing a little bit now that they've sent over a key, and also have sent over kind of a more advanced collector's edition. So thanks to them for that. This video today is not sponsored. I'm not being paid to make this at all, but they did give me authorization to share a little bit of the game and talk about my first impressions on it, my feelings on Civ and what I've played so far, and in the future then we'll show you a little bit more of the Age of Antiquity, then exploration of modern ages as well. So it should be rather cool. Now again, make sure you spam down below on what your favorite stuff is, because I'd love to play some multiplayer with you folks, and unfortunately not a lot of people are playing multiplayer at the moment. Everybody's on at different times, and only a few people have access, so it's hard to showcase any of that at the moment. But what I've played of the standard new game is really fun, and we'll go into some details about that. Now, for those of you who just want to see the gameplay, and I'm sure a lot have already skipped on, I must say that I will put a link down below, a timestamp for you to jump to gameplay and watch for yourself. But I think it is incredibly important. Please do me a favor just this once and watch the whole video in its entirety, because I really want to explain what's going on here with Civilization VII, which you might notice on other channels. We're all basically in agreement, cahoots, to only show certain parts of the game at the moment. And I think it's fine to disclose that, because everybody will be wanting to see certain things, and I do believe that Firaxis between now and the release date of the game will be doing additional showcases, live streams, videos, and events that they might want to reveal some things that haven't yet been seen before. Now at this point in time, Firaxis has already shown all of the ages and pretty much all the combat and things like that in the game, although there are a few things that are still a little bit of a mystery that either they haven't confirmed or really nobody's really played yet, and we're also only limited to showcase only up to the exploration age, so nothing from the modern age will come in, but it is certainly entirely possible to start in any of those ages as any of those nations, so long as it sees fit. For example, you can lead Benjamin Franklin as the leader of the Romans through history, you know, from the Romans to the British Empire to the American colonies into the United States, to then, you know, lead all the way through, or you could do so as the, I think even maybe the Egyptians, or whatever it is, the Greeks, I believe. So anyway, there's a lot of cool stuff in this game, and unfortunately, I won't be able to show everything. So I want to make it clear for anybody who may be, well, why didn't you show this? You should show that. Why didn't you show these future things, or when will you? We will absolutely be allowed to show everything I believe on the 3rd of February we'll be able to start live streaming this, and I want to make sure I answer all your questions and have you all in for that. So again, make sure you subscribe to that, because all I would like to do with this video series is answer questions. And although we're showing gameplay, it is a Civilization game, so everything is slow, and a lot of these moves can be a chess move, especially later in the game. But when we play over the next few days, we will be doing so kind of casually. I'm just going to be running over things and show you how it works in comparison to things like Civ 3 or Civ 5 or whatnot. So that's why I wanted to know from you what systems you think should be in Civ 7 that aren't here, and it might open the door for future updates, quality of life improvements, DLCs, and more. All right, well, again, welcome aboard. Thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in. And let's talk a little bit more about Civilization VII. I've already played it, so I want to share some thoughts with you and then showcase some of the gameplay, too. So let's go. I've had to re-record this section a few times because I'm trying to tiptoe and work my way around some of the secrets that they don't want me to share. Some of them lie within the additional content, you know, like, for example, I did mention some of the things that are in the collection here, and there's also the 2K account where if you link that together, you get additional things that you can then use in the game. Maybe they're cosmetic, maybe they're actual leaders. I want to show you guys a few things too, like for example under the profile it'll show you all the different achievements and accomplishments you can get for doing things like exploring 100 tiles or declaring a war or eliminating 10 enemy scouts, that type of thing. And some of them have secrets of leaders, like leader accomplishments, like, you know, conquer the world as Charlemagne, or I don't know, eliminate 10 enemies as Ben Franklin, whatever. Yeah, there's a few things that they're asking us not to show particular leaders and particular nations. So I got to tiptoe around a lot of the stuff I really want to show you guys. So things like, you know, I like the fact that each of the leaders and nations have their own little challenges to them that they want you to kind of explore a little bit. So I love that. I think that's really cool. In addition to that, we could start a new game here, and you know, there's all your leaders briefly of all the different nations and things like that they've covered before in some of the streams. In addition to that, the age and civilization, there's your antiquity age, exploration, and modern age. So when you start a game, you could do so in any of those ages or start from the very beginning, and then of course pick your leader before that. And then you have the chance of going to different difficulties, adjusting game speed, changing the map type to like continents or archipelago or whatnot, and then also the map size, which by default starts as small or tiny or even standard. And I believe, of course, the map will get bigger over time, because when you reach the exploration age, the game will kind of expand the map a little bit for you with the advanced options of essentially creating, well, doing everything that you just saw, but in kind of a more comprehensive menu, like a little more basic list. And then you can do that with all of your seeds. You can change that as well as adjust all the players that you can play with. Now, I know for a fact that adjusting the map size to standard does allow us to play up to 8 players, so it does appear that the maximum size for a game of Civilization 7 will be up to 8 people. And then of course you can adjust all those nations there and then team them up separately or change that around a little bit if you want to. So pretty cool options here. And then of course the game will fire up and then we'll start to make our moves. So I'm going to pick a randomly approved leader and a randomly approved nation and try to tiptoe around some of these restrictions. So I do want to, you know, ask for forgiveness and just say I'm trying to do my best here. I really just want to like live stream the game and just show what it's like to just hit go and then just see what happens, and then there you go. But again, get ready for all the gimmick growth, whoa-wah, day one, you know, walking out of the room and having all 8 enemies fight each other for 6 months, and this happened, or whatever, you know, that's going to happen, and that's totally fine. But for me, I just want to play and, you know, see how I do and become a lover of different types of nations by just playing them. Like, love a certain leader, love a certain nation by playing for, you know, 200 hours and realizing that, wow, playing as, I don't know, Xerxes as the Chileans is super cool. I don't know, I'm just making an assumption of what could come in the future. Don't judge me like that, ma'am. Anyway, all right, let's start ourselves a new game. And now gameplay begins in just a second for Civilization VII. Only 10 minutes, folks. Only 10 minutes of gameplay starting now. Here we go.
We celebrate our triumphs. and bury our regrets. Every age has its secrets. In each layer of history, we can rediscover hope. A way to chart our future. Countless stories are carved into the Earth's strata. The lessons of one age augur the next. We must learn from our past. The future is waiting.
All right, let's get started with our speed run of Civilization VII. The first American, Benjamin Franklin, will be our leader. You can see some of the bonuses here. He unlocks America in the modern age, and there's some mementos here which I think might be something to do with getting achievements to possibly change his outfit or something like that. Anyway, we're going to start in the age of antiquity, and we're also going to start probably on just governor difficulty, standard speed, continents plus, and then a small map size, and then I'll adjust some things in the advanced options, so that way we avoid showing some of the nations we're not supposed to just yet. All right, let's start our game. Here we go.
Emblazoned with triumphal laurels, Rome seeks its champions.
Benjamin Franklin, that's going to be our champion? All right, kind of cool to see him in front of a Roman soldier like that. All right, there's some of our bonuses for picking the Romans, and there's some of our details on Benjamin Franklin being one of the founding fathers. Let's start our game. And here we go. The art style, incredible, looking a lot like Anno 1800. I absolutely love that. Think it looks great. And then there's a little briefing on what we're going to be doing and kind of what the overall theme of Civilization is as a game, and more specifically Civ 7. All right, now I'm going to leave the tutorials on here, but I'm going to rush through things for obvious reasons. But beautifully, we've already discovered a coastline, and we have ourselves what looks to be kind of a more dry, arid area. They're probably going to tell us to start a city here, and we're going to do that just for the purposes of today's video. Founding the city of Roma, where food production and science will be important. So we're going to start with production then by building whatever we need to. In fact, I'm going to start with a scout there, and we'll go on to our next turn. And then they tell us a little bit about the world, where we're going to have to scout around and look for things in order to, well, basically find them, exploit them, or possibly eliminate them. You know how these 4X games are, so on and so forth. We got ourselves a scout ready to lock and load already, so let's go ahead and move out as soon as we can. I love the dogs, by the way. I think each of the scouts might be a little different based on what nation they're for, and there's the example of one of the little islands there that we'll need to go out there via boat once we've unlocked that. So let's go with sailing then right at the start to get our scouts the ability to cross water and also go out and gather little edifices like that, and they should be able to go out and get other types of bonuses that way too. So they're telling us about the importance of research and why that's so important. We're going to go with another scout here, and we're going to, as they kind of hint towards, go out there for our discovery. Now, we can't make our way out there just yet, even if we end our turn, so we'll take a little bit of time to do so. AI is making their turns as well, and then they're telling us about the importance of food, and that'll be helpful for growing our city. So we're going to go with this down here. We got some chickens down there, and we got some food, so that should be pretty sweet. And then we've got ourselves, we got some American rough grassland here. So we are in the Americas, I guess, natural habitat for the Romans? No, obviously for Benjamin Franklin. All right, let's go ahead and move our scout again. We won't be able to go out there on the water just yet, but we can skirt the coastline and start kind of finding out where our territory leads us. So there's, what is that? Oh, it's wool, alpaca? They do look like sheep, though. Great and beautiful art style. I really think it looks awesome. It really does. That's perfect. I love the shadowing. It reminds me of a train layout, as I had been saying before when I played. Looks like we've also discovered silver down there. We also have some iron. Great. A lot of great resources near us. Camels and dates. Well, those are the first dates I've had in years, ladies. Let's go on to our next turn then as we continue to move things around and try to get some scouts. Remember, we're under our 10-minute limit, so it's got to be the way it is. Let's continue to move down the coast and see if we can boast a toast to our first host, who might be another faction that we might find, another tribe that might be friendly or not. And by that I mean like an NPC, like nation state. Well, they'll cover it in just a moment. I won't spoil, but yeah, we'll basically be able to find another kind of a city-state that we can ally with or go to war against. But you'll see more of that in just a moment. All right, let's keep skipping turns here and jumping through. We got 2 more turns on our scouts, and then I think it's time to build ourselves a granary. Although I'm going to go with more scouts so we can see more of the map. That'll benefit us early, considering the video's conditions. Up here again, we have ourselves a gold treasury influence that we could use to influence other tribes and leaders. We have science, culture, happiness, and then a hard cap of 3 cities. Although it's not really a hard cap, it's actually a soft cap, depending on a couple of different factors, like your government type and other things like that. So there is a quote-unquote hard cap on a lot of the city building early, but it can definitely change based on who you are, what you're doing, and obviously the more cities the better when it comes to Civ, because then you can expand and explore the world and exploit those resources closer. Looks like we found an independent village. Wow, it's like I knew it was here. These guys don't like me. Yeah, already immediately they're hostile. You can tell too, by the way, it does a nice job of highlighting what their initial thoughts on you are without even like meeting their leader. They don't really like us too much, and they're already fortified, not too happy to see us. So they're skeptical of us. We're discovering jade as well. We got light snow here, which is kind of a cool little effect. I think they did a great job of kind of not only creating biomes, but like continents of the world. Like, this definitely feels like the American tundra, like we're talking Alaska or something like that. But then also this feels like, I don't know, like the Egyptian dunes too. But I've also seen land types that, yeah, in many a train game seem to be like the American West. There are pine trees, there are patches of grass, there are deserts and things like that. So a great appearance for sure, 100%. All right, time to expand our city. They did tell us that production was important too, but boy, oh boy, what do we have here? Is that gold in them there hills? Benjamin Franklin, let's get that gold, brother. I think that's gold there. Or is it a clay mine? I don't know what we're doing. It looked like gold to me. Anyway, we'll expand a little bit. Oh yeah, there it is, a mine right there. And we'll do another one for iron. So we'll continue on with that theme over and over again. And let's continue to move around with the scouts. We're going to try to push them this way. Looks like we have silver over that way as well.
In the calm darkness of moonless
Ooh,
nights,
Torres del
in the lone
Paine?
glare of day, the snows descend
Wow.
upon that mountain.
Beautiful.
None beholds them there.
We've discovered a mountain range then. Where is this? Is this maybe South America or in Spain? I don't know. But all right, cool. So we found a natural wonder near us as well, next to the pesky neighbors. But we'll see if we can possibly become allies with them eventually. We could do that via influence, but really cool that we can actually kind of discover them already. We've got gypsum here. We've got jade, different types of minerals and resources all over. We've got our scout ready to go up here too. We're going to discover another coastline. For the most part, I think we have like stumbled upon an area that's mostly on the shore. Like, I feel like this is all going to be shoreline here, and there's not going to be like a bunch of islands or something on the other side. Playing a few games, it does seem to be, when you pick this map type, it does go down that avenue.
White foam flew.
Now, one thing I've also noticed is that this lady will continue to read all these random quotes and things like that. But hold on a second. Whoa, wait a minute. Yeah, we'll build our legacy in a minute here, pal. We'll probably go economic. But yeah, let's. I want to see what's going on down here. We're going to go down the Silk Road, but just a second. Hold on. We got a massive problem. We got a huge thunderstorm Wow. Bursting things into flame. If our city was over there, if that was like a army barracks or a car factory or a farm, that would all be on fire. So there are natural disasters in this game. I've seen flooded rivers wipe out all the fishing that I had going on in a river. I've seen volcanoes, and there's probably got to be a lot more. So now this is interesting too, because this could wipe out armies. Like you know, Japanese history had a lot of that, where tsunamis came through, and or did they call that kamikaze for divine wind? I don't know exactly what the term was. The famous painting, obviously, you know, has been used a few times in a few different wars. But yeah, all right. Anyway, speeding along, we got to go for something new here. I think we'll go with maybe the smallest turn thing here. Let's go with discipline first, since we might be in a war based on the neighbors being a little rowdy. We're going to pick a government type here, and this despotism will go great with Benjamin Franklin, because of course that will have a little bit more science and a little bit more production. He seems to like that, so that's what will go down as we take advantage of that. Then we'll go down tool making for now, and we should be able to expand upon our different policies eventually. There is an overview of our current policies. We're picking a policy now, and then there's leadership in crisis. Man, would you calm down out there, Storm? My goodness, it'll calm down after this turn. But anyway, let's go ahead and push over this way. Now, I'm really happy with how the AI works in this game. It does seem to be pretty snappy. For the most part, from what I've experienced so far, they do seem to make logical decisions so far. I mean, remember, I'm only a few hours in, so they could go crazy later. But they do feel like they're at least trying to play like players and not like the AI, although I'm sure there'll be you know, endless exploits and manipulation that we can all find eventually. Look at that, salt. Cool. So we got ourselves salt there, too. A lot of minerals down in this southern part. And also, our first look at cotton there, too. So that would be perfect for us if we happen to build a city over this way. Is that storm actually moving? Oh, wow, Rome is actually being hit by a storm. Look at that. We're under attack already. Wow, what a start. Oh, boy. This might actually be a restart if it happens to burn down the capital. It probably won't, but we'll see. What a day. What a lovely day. Let's go ahead and continue to push this way. And we've discovered something that we can, you know, either take for ourselves or whatnot. Several soldiers have gathered in an impromptu contest of sport. Throw a celebratory feast or culture. Let's go with food, because we're going to be building an army to take on the neighbors. So, yeah, that's an example of all these different things we can discover in the world, including that edifice we saw before. Of course, we'll need to get a scout over there to be able to take advantage of that. And I think do we have a scout ready to go? Yeah, we do, actually. Go ahead and have them go over this way, and we'll see if we can go to that edifice, too. And that'll have the same outcome like the one we just saw. Let's go ahead and make another farm here, too. And, yeah, look at that. That's beautiful. The buildings look great. Nice little scenery here. Almost looks like 3D models. I like it. Looks like we took some damage here. We got to repair our mine, or we could do another granary, or another scout. I honestly feel like scouting is incredibly important with all these free bonuses around, but the neighbors are a little rowdy, so let's go with the warriors first, just to protect ourselves. And, yeah, we're going to also have our scout get out of there, too. Maybe actually, I don't think they can follow us in the water, so long as we go along the shoreline like this, we should be able to... Oh, look at the boat. Look at the doggo sitting at the front of the boat. We should be able to kind of go around the southern side like that. All right, overall, I love the appearance of the game. It looks really good, and I am excited to see what the hell's going to happen to Roma in the future. But that is our time for today. I know it was very fast, wasn't it? I know, I hate it. It sucks. But give me suggestions, and we'll see much more of the game coming up very soon for more of Age of Antiquity here in Civilization VII. Yeah, the Age of Antiquity. Nice. I know, short and sweet, weird, but something I'm trying to experiment with to showcase as much of the game as I can. That was essentially getting started as the Romans with Benjamin Franklin, showing off the look of the map, the feel of the game, the music, the environment, the vibes, and a little bit of the exploration. And of course, there's a lot more to come. So again, thank you very much for subscribing to the channel. Hit that like button if you'd love to see more Civilization VII, and if you would like to see a longer video, hey, let me know down below in the comment section. I want to try to make the best videos for you. So if you thought it was a little too short, I think it was too, let me know. I'm just trying to play within the rules that the developers and publishers are giving me. So if you want to see a you know, 50-minute game in the future, let me know. We could probably deliver that tomorrow, or maybe we could showcase a little bit of the exploration age. It's going to take a while to grind through this stuff, somewhere around like 6 to 12 hours just to get to like between the two ages, depending on how long you go. So there you go. All right, thank you very much, everybody, for watching. Thank you for your support. You're all awesome. So I wanted to thank everyone for dropping by. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. And if not, I hope this video really cheered you up and gets you excited for a wonderful year of gaming. I think 2025 will be one of the best. So I'll see you all for more in the future. We got Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, of course, the release of Civilization VII, and much more coming on the channel. So I hope to see you when I see you. All right, that's all. Take care. Goodbye.